The monk sat beneath an old banyan tree. The evening sun was soft, the wind was gentle. A few young men sat around him, seeking answers about life. One of them asked, "Master, why are fathers so strict? Why do they not show love like mothers do?" The monk smiled, closed his eyes for a moment, and began a story. "There once was a young boy," the monk said softly. "He believed his father was his biggest enemy. The father woke him before sunrise. 'Rise early,' he would say, 'strength is built in the morning.' The boy hated it. His friends were sleeping, he wanted comfort. But his father insisted on discipline. If the boy made mistakes, the father corrected him firmly. No sweet words, no soft excuses, only truth. And the boy thought, 'My father does not understand me.' As the boy grew older, his ego grew with him. He began arguing, 'You are old-fashioned. You don't understand today's world. Stop controlling my life.' The father did not shout back, he simply listened, and one day he said quietly, 'I may not understand your world, but I understand struggle.' The boy ignored him. He left home to build his own success, to prove he was right." The monk paused, the students leaned closer. "Life," the monk continued, "is a greater teacher than any parent." The boy entered the real world. At first, it was exciting, freedom, choices, no one to control him, but slowly, reality appeared. Failures came, money became tight, friends disappeared, opportunities slipped away. The boy realized something painful: no one cared whether he succeeded or failed, except one person, the father he left behind. One day, after a heavy failure, the young man sat alone in his small room. No applause, no comfort, only silence, and in that silence, he heard a voice from memory: "Discipline will protect you when motivation leaves." It was his father's voice. Another memory echoed, "What did you learn?" Tears filled his eyes. For the first time, he understood, his father's strictness was not anger, it was armor for battles the son had not yet faced. The monk's voice softened. The young man returned home. He saw his father sitting quietly, hair now gray, shoulders slightly bent. Time had passed. The father looked up. There was no anger, only concern. The son knelt down, and said, "Father, now I understand." The father placed his hand on his head, and said, "I was never against you, I was against your weakness." The monk looked at the young men sitting before him. "Tell me," he asked, "when a blacksmith strikes iron with a hammer, does he hate the iron?" They shook their heads. "No, master. He strikes it," the monk said, "to shape it into something strong." He continued, "A mother protects you from pain, a father prepares you for pain. Both are love, but one feels softer. Many sons misunderstand their fathers," the monk said gently. "They see restriction, they see pressure, they see strict rules. But what they do not see is the silent sacrifices, the hidden fears, the sleepless nights. A father does not show tears easily, but he carries storms inside his heart. He worries, will my son survive this world? And so he trains him, even if the son hates him for it." The monk closed his eyes. "One day," he said, "you will face a moment when life feels heavy. And in that moment, you will hear your father's voice in your mind. And you will realize, he was building your strength, not limiting your freedom." The wind blew softly. The young men sat in silence. One of them wiped his tears. The monk whispered one final line: "Do not wait for your father's funeral to understand his love. Understand it now. A strict father is not a wall in your path, he is the mountain that teaches you how to climb." If this story touched your heart, and reminded you of someone important in your life, take a moment to reflect on it. And if you enjoy meaningful stories like this, stories that teach us about life, discipline, and wisdom, please support this channel, subscribe, and join this journey of learning and growth, because sometimes, one small story can change the way we see life. Thank you for listening.